Melody shared a powerful moment of truth, opening up from the heart about what it's been like walking the path of a single parent, a fighter, and a woman on a mission. She didn't hold back, and what came through most was the honesty, strength, and faith that carry her through. She started by speaking about a recent experience that deeply moved her. Even though she wasn't fully feeling up to it, she kept her word and showed up to do what she had committed to. In return, she received a blessing that was bigger than she could have imagined. The lesson was clear: when she was obedient to her purpose, not chasing a paycheck or trying to impress anyone, she was met with divine guidance and support. She talked about how incredible it felt to be surrounded by people who didn't know her story, yet somehow seemed to pour into her spirit exactly what she needed. These people could feel what she was going through without her saying a word. One woman even told her that everything was going to shift in 2 months. And even though Melody was surprised and curious about how this stranger could be so specific, she felt comforted. These kinds of moments, she explained, were not accidents, they were signs of divine timing, signs that she was in alignment with her purpose. And she truly believed that God had placed angels in that room just for her, just when she needed them the most. Melody woke up the next day with a smile on her face. A genuine smile, the kind that comes after a storm, the kind that feels earned. And she shared this message with such sincerity that you could feel every word. She said sometimes life doesn't make sense. Things fall apart, people leave, dreams shift. But through it all, being obedient, trusting your heart, doing right by others, staying true to your purpose, that's what will carry you. And in those moments, blessings arrive. Unexpected, divine, perfect. She spoke passionately about the importance of listening to your inner voice and trusting the process even when you don't understand it. For her, the journey hasn't been easy. There have been days of deep hurt, confusion, and loneliness. But she said loud and clear, do not give up. Don't throw in the towel. Don't wave that white flag. Keep fighting. Because every single one of us has something worth fighting for, our peace, our purpose, our children, our future, and that's when Melody dropped the phrase that resonated with so many: I am the exception. Not because life was handed to her in a perfect package, but because she chose not to accept defeat. Over and over again, she reminded everyone that we each have the right to speak that truth. I am the exception means not letting the world's judgment, your past, or your pain define you. It means choosing to rise. Even when people say you can't, because of your background, your status, or your scars, you rise anyway. Melody reminded everyone listening that fighting isn't always about swinging fists. Sometimes, it's about standing strong in your spirit. Not letting life break you, not letting others drain your light. She warned against being a pushover, not just in life, but spiritually. It's easy to get tired. It's easy to doubt. But she encouraged everyone to dig deep and push through. She herself reached that point where she had to say, enough is enough. Now I'm fighting back. And when she did, something shifted. The strength that was already in her just rose to the surface. The battle Melody spoke about isn't just physical, it's mental, emotional, and spiritual. She reminded everyone that we're not just here to survive, we're here to win. And that means rolling up your sleeves and getting in the ring, especially when the odds feel against you. Because the victory is already yours. You just have to believe it and go claim it, and what's more, Melody knows the value of having the right people around you. She shared a touching story about reaching out to a friend who had once leaned on her during tough times. She called her, thinking things had gotten better, only to find her still in the storm. The two of them cried together. And Melody asked the question so many of us have felt: why didn't you tell me you were still struggling? Because when people know it's wartime, they pray differently. They love harder. They support stronger. And that's the kind of circle she's building. She encouraged her listeners to open their mouths. Let people know what's going on with you. Don't suffer in silence. The people who love you want to help, but they can't if you don't speak. And the right people will pray with you, cry with you, and fight alongside you. Those are the people worth keeping around. Melody's journey also brought her to a place of real gratitude. She started a practice, writing down 5 things every day that she's thankful for. No matter how hard the day is. No matter what she wishes were different. She gives thanks for what God is already doing. Because gratitude, she said, is what opens the door to more blessings. It's about changing your focus from what's missing to what's present. And when you do that, the energy around you changes. She reminded everyone that this season, no matter how hard, won't last forever. A year from now, when you look back, you'll see how strong you really were. You'll see that even in your hardest year, there were still things to be thankful for. And that shift in perspective is everything. That's how healing starts. That's how peace begins. Melody urged her listeners not to let negative voices define them. Not society. Not social media. Not even the quiet, cruel voice in your own head. She knows what it's like to be told you can't, because you're a woman, because you're a mom, because of your past. But her answer is always the same: I am the exception. And she said it with such clarity and power that you can't help but feel it in your own soul. She also touched on relationships, both friendships and those close inner circle bonds. She said it's important not to be in a one-sided exchange. If you're always the one talking, always the one opening up, always the one giving, and the other person never shares back, that's not a safe space. That's not trust. That's someone collecting your words without giving you theirs. And Melody made it clear, those kinds of people have been removed from her life. Whether she let them go or God did, they're gone. She doesn't carry that kind of weight anymore. Now, she's surrounded by people she trusts completely. People she can talk to openly, people who hold her secrets with care, people who pour into her just as she pours into them. And that kind of support, it's priceless. These aren't just friends, they're family. And she advised everyone listening to pray for the same. Ask God to bring the right people and remove the wrong ones. It's not always easy, but it's necessary. Melody's words weren't just motivational, they were a call to action. She told her listeners to stand on business. Not just business in the usual sense, but the business of your purpose, your peace, your children, your blessings, and your future. That means standing firm. Being present. Being strong. No more backing down. No more second guessing. This is about protecting what matters and moving forward with faith, and of course, Melody couldn't share her journey without mentioning her signature phrase, God said go. What started as a passing comment during a live stream turned into a powerful movement. People connected with it. They felt the truth in it. And they told her, put that on a shirt. And she did. She dropped her first round of God Said Go products, and the response was so strong, there had to be a part 2. Now, God Said Go Again is out, and it's more than just a brand, it's a lifestyle. Melody also announced new journals coming in, and she shared how she uses hers to write down what she's thankful for. Even just 3 things a day can make a difference. Gratitude changes things. It shifts focus, renews energy, and welcomes more blessings into your life. Whether you use her journal or your own, she encouraged everyone to make it a daily habit. She closed by reinforcing her message one last time: don't give up. Don't isolate yourself. Talk to your people. Let them know what you're facing so they can get in the ring with you. Because when people know you're in a fight, they pray harder. They love harder. And they help carry the load. Melody's message is real, raw, and needed. It's a reminder that we're all going through something. But we don't have to do it alone. There's power in faith, in community, and in knowing who you are. And if you remember nothing else, remember this: I am the exception. You are the exception. You're not here to just survive, you're here to win. So write down your gratitude. Reach out to your circle. Don't be afraid to speak.